Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. I'm Ashley Eisenbiel.
And I'm Meadow Twaddle, and we're your hosts for Hot to Trot.
Welcome to the final episode of Hot to Trot for 2025. We are wrapping up this fantastic year of racing and breeding here in PA, and I have Miss Meadow as always with me, and Jaylin, who loves to make an appearance here at the podcast every end of the year. I don't know. Jaylin, excited to be here again?
Yes, I'm happy to be here for my annual appearance.
Well, we all three of us had a really busy summer. We were all over the place. We started out at Harrah's, Philadelphia for Super Sunday, and then a few pit stops on the way there, Penn Mile, Adios, Sun Stakes, and then we closed out the big race season with PA Day at the races at Parks, and Jaylin went over to Presque Isle for the Master Stakes. So we were all really busy and going every which way. It seems like every week we were doing something.
I know. It was
Right.
crazy. It was a crazy time. But we always kick off the beginning of the year with a horse farm show.
Yes, I'm so excited it's coming.
I
soon.
didn't.
Yeah,
No.
Jaylin didn't.
Jaylin got COVID and found out literally the day we were setting up. Goes, I don't feel good. Went home, tested. She hadn't even been in public.
It had to come from my nail lady. Like, that was literally the only place I had been, was to get my nails done since Christmas.
You're gonna get a ratchet manicure the next time after she watches us. I would. Before we dig into some things, can I just comment on our attire? We look all so very festive.
I have a little Santa.
I know. I love your little. Is that a nightgown, maybe?
It is a nightgown from
A
Bob's House.
moo-moo?
It is a Meadow, paired with, and I'm going to show how flexible I am, isotoner slippers. This is probably what I wore when I was 9 years old, 7 years old, and 1994. Yeah, I just aged myself. Yeah. So yeah, I dusted her off. I feel festive. I love her. She's cozy.
It looks cozy.
She's got good memories. My mom used to wear stuff like this.
You got the cutest pajamas from Target this year, so I don't know why you didn't wear those. You
Oh,
went
the
with your,
Grinch.
No, the skiing ones that are so cozy
Oh.
that I've been looking for.
Those are the softest ones. I got them for my sons too, and they're like baby blue. They are so cozy. Yep, it says "'Tis the season," for sons. So that's what I bought. And then they just happen to be super cozy. So, I mean, we're rolling right into foaling season, aren't we? So I'm ready for foal cams. And I think we have another special foal coming to the PHRA family.
I'm a little offended that I'm being compared to a horse, but yeah, there's a new PHRA member on the way coming this summer.
We have a mare and foal. It's her maiden
Yay.
year.
Oh my God.
I'm
Yes.
so excited. We can't wait. We're so happy for you and Jamal and the new foal that is on the way. I'm going to call it a foal. When I was at Pimlico and I was pregnant with Wyatt, I was little mare and I was in foal and everybody knew it. And they even called me. They even made little signs proceed
Mare
with
and foal.
caution, mare and foal.
Okay. Well, you can use me for full cam season this year. We can put me on the camera instead of the horses.
Well, that's not until July. Let's not rush it, all right? Right in the middle of racing season, you couldn't have picked a better time to foal out
June.
on me. It's June?
It's June. You know, I can't help Mother Nature.
You can't. It's a good excuse to get out of the summer of chaos. I'll give it to you. And we're happy for you and we're not mad about
Yes,
Maybe
we're
we'll
very
make
excited.
a special appearance at PA Derby. Maybe.
it. Hey. Oh, it could be baby's first race.
Yes.
Oh, I got a little
Yeah.
teary.
I feel like it's full circle. It's where I first started. So we'll see. I'll be 3 months postpartum by then. So We'll be good.
I'm excited. I'm excited to find out the gender. So we will share that with our listeners when we find out.
When do we find out?
I did my blood work on Monday. I got an alert from my account that they received my blood today. So it's estimating on the 16th, but I'm hoping by next Friday because the doctor said 2 weeks. So I will be stalking it.
Oh,
Name is
man.
already picked out if it's the gender we want. Baby shower theme is already picked out. Everything is already planned if it works in my favor.
I'll just buy the things I'm told and wear the colors, just like your wedding. I'll show up in the color scheme I'm told, doing and buying the things that I'm told.
Yes, follow the directions. That just makes me happy.
Okay. Anything to make you happy, Jaylin. This is your moment. Shine, baby, shine.
Thanks.
All right. Well, and other things. Also, Jaylin, you were actually really good this year. You started handicapping with us. We started doing picks for a harness track a
Mhm.
week, a thoroughbred track a week, and you're like the greenest one out of all three of us. And you were a little nervous to give your picks, but you dove in and you've done so well. You even got a shout out from announcer Mike Bovovich on Twitter for hitting the
Oh,
try at
yes.
Harrah's. It had like a really good payout. It was like 100, it was like 100, over 150. Because he shouted out and tweeted you. I was like, dang, you got even
You know,
Bovovich looking at your picks.
it's just the luck of the beginner. Not much thought goes into it. I don't spend hours analyzing things. We just go
Yeah,
for it. I have my system. I really go by names. That's my kind of thing. And I like the saddle towel colors. I'm a color person.
really.
So, hmm
Everyone has a
Because now you
system.
put me to shame because I usually put at least 45 to an hour and a half into my picks.
And don't
And
you do like two different PPs?
yeah, I do DRF and R's.
Yeah.
Oh, I go deep and I put thought into it.
You should have seen me handicapping the races for PA Day and Masters. That is the deepest I ever dove into a thoroughbred program. And I was just sitting in my hotel room. I think I lost some hair that night because I was just like so stressed trying to like read these programs. And the thoroughbred programs are just a little bit tougher to analyze than the harness programs, but um, it paid off, I guess, because I learned a lot just studying the PPs.
But we also had Masters in there too.
Yeah.
But that was a rough one for me. Like I was like, I didn't know who was racing. Like I fell apart that Friday. I was
Well, that
like,
was
I
a
had
busy
so,
weekend as a whole. Like we had a lot going on from
yeah,
the
and we were
live.
split up.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a really busy weekend. So, I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, I did so much analyzing and then it was like, I think I stayed up till like 3 a.m. And then I was like, where am I? And I don't know what horses were, I don't know what day we're on. Are we talking like, no, that horse is racing at the Masters in race 6, and we're talking about this race. Why is that name? And then we had some trainers like had horses racing on the same day, different horses at different tracks, but the same trainer. And I'm going, oh shit, that's not the horse I wanted to talk about for that race. It's supposed to be at this track. So I just like fell apart. It's fine. It happened.
It was still a good weekend.
You guys were stressed, and I
We
was
were
over in Erie having the time of my life.
with your mom. I love that your mom
Yeah.
worked for
Oh my
PHRA
God.
that weekend.
She was so impressed because there was like this table in front of us with these like two old men, and they had like iPads and their iPad pens and their PPs and all of their stuff. And she was impressed with their whole setup and how intense it is for some people.
Those are my people. Give me a man with a walker, some tennis balls on the bottom of it, and some
Okay, they
Velcro.
weren't that old.
Hey, I'll take them. Those are my people. I love them. So yeah, we did our picks. We did pretty well. Now we know the Jaylin picks by name and color towel. Um, you're doing pretty good. I'm proud of you. And
Yeah.
I have to say, Meadows handicapping game has stepped up so much. You were such like a little kind of like a wallflower, and you were so nervous to like handicap. And now like I see you and you're doing stuff at other racetracks this year. Like they've brought you on. We did the whole entire card for Adios for their live broadcast doing handicapping. You have become like the most amazing little on-air analyst. I'm so proud of
Aw,
you.
thank you. Yeah, I've been really blessed to get opportunities at other racetracks, but it all started when, like last year, when Donnell reached out to me and was like, "Do you want to do some picks for the PHRA?" And I was like, "I don't know how, but I'll give it a go," and I did. And yeah, I'm thankful that she reached out to me and thought of me. But it's been a really fun learning experience for sure.
Oh, well, I'm so proud of you. I get so excited when I hear that you get another opportunity. And then also just doing the lives with you. Like there's times where like I just want to put down my papers and be like, you got it. Can
Got
I
it.
put down the mic? I want to do it.
Aw, thank you.
So we also have full cams coming up. They'll be launching soon, so everyone stay tuned. I know we keep hyping them up on Farm Show, like I said, and we're gonna have a little bit a different of a farm show experience. If you're going to the PA Farm Show in January, we will be there as always, and our booth is going to feature some new, I guess it's like a photo booth, like a green screen photo booth that we're gonna have some good backgrounds with like races, winter circles, major stallions in PA, big race horses, and you get to take your picture with them and have them texted to you and emailed to you. So we're super excited. Me and Jaylin have to put it together next week because the whole like booth setup came. And I'm excited. I hope it works out. I'm excited to see the designs that the whole creative team came up with for us and launch it. Get a little interactive. I don't like just sitting there. It gets so boring if you have to sit at farm show. And we all know what
Hmm.
happens if I sit too long at farm show. You just lose me to the goats.
We
I
found the
disappear.
ghost last year. Yeah.
We find the goats every year. It's my favorite thing. So I think we should start talking about a couple things before we get into the actual races. What are you guys most excited for next year?
Hmm. I think that this is the first year that lives were implemented for Hot to Trot, and I think that they just took off, and people really, really liked them, and I found a lot of people who tuned in, and it was nice to talk to drivers that were driving in the car that day. So I think I'm most excited to continue that next summer and just watch ways that we can continue to expand them.
Yeah, I think they've gotten so much better every time we do them. Like we figure out like how to make them flow better, questions to ask, what not to script everything,
Oh my
honestly. I
gosh.
think kind of letting the conversation go and like talk about what they're ready to talk about. I think that's been fun and getting that, like you said, like right of day of insight is awesome. So I'm excited for those too. What are you excited for,
Mhm.
Jaylin, other than the full that's
I
coming?
mean, obviously, I have a big life change coming next year, so I feel like just navigating that and figuring out my like career and having a human as well, and
It's
just trying to
easy.
do my best to support you guys
Oh,
while being out. So just taking it as it comes, not looking too far in the future because you never know what's going to be thrown at you guys. But I think you guys have like really taken off with your careers this year. So I'm kind of just chilling back on the sideline and doing whatever I can to support you guys.
but that's what you do. Like, so we can do the things
Hmm.
in front of the camera and go the places and, network like we get to. We wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for you. Like doing the hard work, honestly, keeping us or keeping me on track.
On track.
Ashley, did you see the email? Ashley, did you look at this? You need to do this still. Yeah. So if I didn't have you, I don't know what I would. Like you are literally the backbone.
And
So
I
we'll
feel like
be
I thrive
fine.
at being an office manager at this point, so I'm comfortable in this right now.
I need it. You're a great Ashley Wrangler. Keep us on task. Keep us
Yes.
on schedule. You know the things. It's been like how many years now you've been with us?
We're like 4.5,
Wow, that's a
or a
while.
little over 4. Crazy.
Really crazy. Speaking of the lives, Meadow, what was the most ridiculous thing that happened to us that you think on the lives this year?
Um, I'd have to say the eating contest at part. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've ever laughed harder. And the reason being is because I did not think Ashley would be so intense with this eating contest. Hair back, tied up, hat on, and it was game on from the word go. And I just looked over and I was like, oh my God. That was insane. That was so funny.
You didn't let your gluten-free, dairy-free issues get to you that day.
No, I
You're
took one for the
down for the
team.
competition.
I had those the gluten-free pills that I took right after. Thank you so much to Ronnie Wren's wife who was also has celiac disease. She told me about these pills that you could take that like help if you ever eat it and like so you don't get as crampy and as sick. So ordered those from Amazon, had them on hand so I wouldn't have the most worst day of my life. But I also we drank Yingling Lager, like had a beer, and I'm not supposed to do that at all. I didn't drink very like I think I got like 5 sips in. I really focused on the fries because I knew that wasn't going to be bad and the cheesesteak because it was the biggest thing on the plate. I took notes. Like I watched like food eating contests. I wasn't gonna be that gross person that like dips bread into water to like make it
Yeah.
dissolve to get more.
Oh,
Like I'm not there. I could be one day if this becomes like a lucrative thing and like people want to sponsor me. I could be there um, for the right amount of sponsorship or the right sponsorship. Just saying, putting it out there.
that could
Okay.
become your new hobby.
I don't know if it'd be a hobby. I mean, that's a career. Like you have coaches, you have to work out, you have to stretch your stomach. I got to eat like a head of lettuce a day, get my stomach a little expanding.
Oh
I got to learn
gosh.
how to belch. It's a full-time job being a professional eater. Okay, Jaylin? It's
Got it.
not a hobby.
Understood.
That's all. I love it. I think probably my most ridiculous one, Meadow, is watching you and Kevin go at
I
it
knew
at
this was coming.
freaking Adios.
Hmm.
I literally was sitting between you and I was like, okay, it's getting hot in here.
I didn't expect that to come out, but then, I said my picks and Kevin was like, no, that's not right. And I was like, really? Well, then it was game on after that. But yeah, it's something,
You
a fire lit inside of me. And I was like, all right, Kevin, let's go toe to toe. And I hope
you
that
really
one day
did.
we can do it again because that was a lot of fun.
It was so fun to watch and
I
be
think
like a sideline.
both of us ended up being wrong anyway. Neither of our picks hit, but it was still fun.
It was literally me going like this. It was like watching ping pong. And my like that was the shock on my face. I was like, I've never seen her get agitated, anyone get underneath her skin. I was like, this is
Mm,
happening live. Like,
yeah.
if people that know you like don't understand? I was like, now I won't cross her for sure. Like if
Yeah.
she stands 10 toes down on something, she stands. So I also want to know what is your racing resolution, Meadow, for 2026?
I think I will always say handicapping, just getting better at handicapping. I think if you asked me that in like 10 years, it would be the same thing. Because I think we can always get better. We can always look at new things. We can always like learn different handicapping tactics. So, I mean, that only comes with practice. So, probably
We're also coming
handicapping.
up with like so much new data. Like
Hmm.
people in the AI now and like the formulas, it's crazy. Like what, and then you have like the breeding aspect. Like you haven't even tried handicapping yet, like looking at breeding alone, like or throwing that in heavily. Like I
Right.
think that's also a tactic that you could start to learn more on. I know I could. The breeding is like
Hmm.
I just look at the sire or if the
Yeah.
dam raced and if they did good in distance, if they didn't, what surfaces. they did well on, those kinds of things. And then looking at like also their siblings. But I mean, that's if like I'm really on the fence, I go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Jaylin, again.
I mean, mine's just the continued learning. I think throughout the years, I've definitely am a little bit more confident in some horse racing things, but I think specifically the racing, like I need to spend some more time understanding. There's a lot of like terminology where I do feel like, at least with like the breeding and the foal cams, I feel like I understand that deeper. So I think now tuning in more into the actual racing is my goal for next year.
You guys, we have it all set up. You can watch your races all day at home. I got the big premium package. Home on.
Yes.
11:30. It needs to be on the TV or on the screen. Mine is also a wagering one, but this year I bet. I bet like a lot, but it's always like very small bets. And this year I did a lot of like one place shows, tries, and exactas. And usually I'm very much an exotic girl, and those are my bigger paydays. So in years past, I think I've placed less bets, but bigger and more races. And I didn't do as many like mandatory payouts like I have done in years past because I pulled my sheet on Amwager because I use that a lot, and then I use TwinSpires, and I always just like to look at like how much I've wagered within the year because I give myself a budget. Like I'm not crazy, and I give myself a budget, but I realize like I definitely tune into races more if I have buy-in to them. Like I'll remember. So I definitely take a lot of my picks like throughout that we share and pick like four races and just so like all right, I'm really confident I'm going to do a win, but then I'll do like an exacta or a try. I don't know. I feel like I need to do a little bit more.
I agree. I feel like I can also do a little bit more. Like I'll do a small bet here and there, but I definitely want to get more invested in like the exotics and maybe adding a little bit more risk to my bets.
Yeah, I love the exotics, and then like I'm super engaged like throughout the whole card.
Hmm.
So I don't know. And I was doing stuff like I was like I should have just did a pick four on that. Like I should have picked different races and just done a pick four
Hmm.
but I'm just kind of doing it in the morning or right after I submit my picks to you guys and say they're done. I got to place a couple bets just so I'm really like locked in the next day or so.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to my pick four, pick five, get them pick six again. Never want to see Adios do a pick eight again.
Oh gosh.
Awful.
That was
Oh,
horrible. That was rough. But sorry, Scott. I know you were really big on that.
Sorry. It was tough.
It wasn't my favorite wager. Like I was out at race three and then I was just pissed.
Yeah.
So if you guys had to give yourself some advice in 2025, looking back, what would you tell yourself at the end of this year? Meadow?
I have two. The first one is never stop wanting to learn and learn from anyone that's willing to help you. I think that you can never know enough. We could always learn more, and there's so many different aspects of the business that you could learn from, whether it's betting or breeding or driving, training, anything. Never stop being a sponge and just take in as much as you can. And the second one is get comfortable being uncomfortable, and that is a big thing I had to learn this year because I never did on camera work. I never did any type of broadcast. I never was a big public speaker, and I had to do that this year. It was hard, but once I started doing it more, I got more comfortable. And, I was keeping it pretty basic at the start, but as we've gotten through the year, I found myself talking a little bit more and being a little bit more confident in what I'm talking about. So that was like a new level of being comfortable that I had to conquer.
You have blossomed so much in this year, like I keep saying it, but like going back and watching like that first podcast you did to like, then going and watching like the lives at the sale or the lives at like PA Derby Day, I you've blown me away. Like at one point I'm like, who is it? Like it was Adios. I'm like, who am I sitting next to?
Oh,
This
you made me
girl
cry.
is like, no, I mean, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm proud of Jaylin. I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud of Avery. Anyone that, you know, has kind of stepped in as a younger version of like where I was when I first started in this industry and trying to figure it out. I just love seeing you guys succeed and be happy and like what you do and find your niche because your niche isn't the same as my niche.
Right.
Jaylin definitely is our organizational, like loves putting together data and decks, and you've gone amazing with this on camera stuff and the social media. And we all know I'm just overall with ideas,
You're the
crazy.
brains.
Yeah.
I'm squirrel. Something shiny, and I'm gonna now give a photo booth, and we're gonna do full cams, and
Hmm.
like I like coming up with the ideas just to engage with the audience, and yeah, we all come together and we make it amazing. And of course,
Hmm.
Avery's like our breeding brain, and she didn't know that when like she liked breeding, but she didn't know what she wanted to do when she was in college, and the fact that she's blossomed so much into her career. And Donnell, look at Donnell. She's freaking the
I
horse
know.
executive director of the horseman at MSOA. I'm like, it's
Hmm.
just been amazing to like work with everyone that I've worked with.
Yeah.
I love seeing everyone grow and keep growing. Just water yourself. Jaylin, what would you say to 2025 you?
I think just staying positive and like I feel like I've always had like a negative outlook on life and trying to stay positive. I've, have my inner Donnell that's been like permanently ingrained in my brain is her positive pattiness. But
Hmm.
I feel like between work and personal life, things can always be rough, but this year like has been a great year for me in all aspects. So just trying to stay positive, and I also now try to, you know, give other people my positive energy and take on Donnell.
I seen it. We do miss her. We miss that positive Patty because she would turn it on so quick.
Mhm.
You and I would be like Debbie Downers, and she'd be like, "No, guys, this is gonna be great. This is
Yeah.
gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time."
Yeah. Yeah. Things are gonna, no matter what, it's gonna happen and everything happens for a reason. So just trying to be positive, I feel like is the only way to make it through this life.
All of that. So I definitely this year have made it a focus to not be as hard on myself. Um, I am very hard on myself, as you guys both know. Like I take on a lot. I've also learned and need to continue to learn the word no. I can't take on any more. That I am human. I have a bandwidth, and I some days you just do your best, and your best isn't as as productive as other days. But if I got some things done and off the list, just being a little bit more forgiving of myself and just doing my best and praising myself for the things that I have accomplished so far in my career or in a day. Like I look at things now very much like I give myself day goals, week goals, month goals, and then like quarterly goal. Like I have written them down to every morning I write down like three goals of things I'm going to get done today. And it could be like make sure I drink 4 glasses of water. Ashley, you're going to go and take a break and eat lunch, or you're going to answer all 7 of these emails that you've been putting off. And you have to do it and put them in a Word document and share it with Jaylin and make sure that they're all grammar checked and spell checked. And I have everything that I'm supposed to be answering in them because I put Jaylin on every single email that I have to respond to. So there's always like a Word doc, it's like Ashley's emails and the date.
I
You
feel
do
like this
take
year
on.
you've really learned the boundaries, like in all relationships, work, personal, like boundaries are important and it's for your mental health and for your sanity. And it goes in line with, saying no.
Yeah. At my old job, they literally had a welcome mat. They bought a welcome mat and they called me a doormat because if anybody wanted something done, like I got walked over. So at Pimlico, when you came up to my desk, there was a welcome mat in front of it. Like, welcome, she's here. If you need her to park cars on Preakness Day, she'll figure it out and she'll park them. I will. I'll do it. I don't know
Oh
how,
my
but I'll
gosh.
figure it out. I don't know. I don't like disappointing people, but it's not disappointing. I hurt others when I take on too much, I've realized, and I hurt like what the whole job is, which, things need, we do a lot of stuff. I don't think people realize how much we do. In addition to, we're not just podcasters. Like, we do all of our media buying, we do all of our reporting. I handle all of those state grant stuff and the proposals and the accounting, and there's a lot that goes into it. And I'm also IT, and I'll be climbing in the rafters of a barn and installing cameras. Girl can use a drill, and I am not afraid of heights. I actually love that day the most. I do like that day when I go out and install cameras. Like, I feel like so empowered. I'm very odd. But yeah, that's what I would tell myself. It was a journey to get here. I've learned it, and it's not failing. It's thriving in a different way and succeeding.
Self-growth.
Yay.
Yay! We're growing, all of us. Oh, is this so corny? I'm sorry to all of our listeners. Let's get to racing. Oh, wait,
All
we
right.
got to talk about one more thing,
Yes, I
and
want
that's
to
all on
plug
you.
in. We want to know what you guys think of Hot to Trot. We created a little questionnaire on our website, pennhorseracing.com. You can share with us what you liked, maybe what you didn't like, who you want to see, who you want to see again. And just for filling out the questionnaire, you're going to be automatically entered to win a Hot to Trot Stanley with a $50 Tractor Supply gift card. So definitely, yes, we all have our Stanleys. So definitely go ahead, fill out that questionnaire, let us know what you think, and it'll be up on our website.
And we got new Stanley Cups coming because it was a Black Friday sale and it had free engraving. So there's different types of Stanley Cups now and more colors. So we'll be giving away a couple of those, including like a couple prize packs. So definitely fill that out. There'll be some multiple winners. And then also follow us on TikTok because we're going to be doing more Stanley Cup giveaways on TikTok over Christmas because it was Black Friday and I felt generous in giving. I feel like the Stanleys are a fun way to give back to fans. And we got man colors. Just
You
want to put
wanted
that
to
out
be
there.
Santa this year.
I got some tan in there. I got a darker gray. I got a lighter gray. So it says Hot to Trot on it still. Don't get it twisted. But it's not pink.
Hot to Trot can be for the boys too. For
Why
everybody.
not? It's for everyone. I love it.
Alrighty. Well, let's get into this busy summer that we had. So we started off Memorial Day weekend at Harrah's, Philadelphia for Super Sunday. We had the $100,000 Betsy Ross Invitational Pace, and for a second year, Twin B Joe Fresh won that race at 149 and 3 with Chris Ryder as the trainer and Dexter Dunn as the driver. Then we had the Joseph Auger Memorial $100,000 Open Pace by the Missile, won that at 149 with Ron Burke as the trainer and Yannick as the driver. He's been featured here on Hot to Trot. And then we had the Maxie Lee Memorial Open Trot for $100,000. Like, all right, let's try this. Ados Chronos S
Can you
Yeah,
say it,
won
Meadow?
that.
Atos Chronos, yeah.
I know
Yay.
horses. So yes, Ados Chronos S won that at 151 with Marcus Melander as the trainer and Dexter Dunn as the driver again. This horse just keeps getting better with age. And then at Super Sunday, we had the first Hot to Trot Live,
Yay.
which I think, in my opinion, went pretty well for the first one. Went well
For the
enough that
first
you guys
one,
continued.
yes, for the first one, I think it went well. Um, it was a little rocky at the start. We were waiting for pretty much everyone to get there. Everyone was on a little bit of a delay. And then, yeah, I think the first 5 seconds, I just totally stared blank into the camera because I didn't know what to say. So that was a little hiccup there. But other than that, I think it was okay.
I'm just comic relief on those lives. Like, that's where don't really look like I go blank on like my horses. Like, I analyze these things. Like, you guys would not understand. My notes are insane for every race on every horse. And then we get on the lives and I'm like, who cares? I don't know. I like the horse. I think it's this. I just, that's where I fall. But if there's something fun and I'm going to like push some buttons or I see an opportunity to like kind of make people chuckle or laugh, I'm going to take it. Like, I think I gave Bovovich a pretty hard time on that one. Um,
Mhm.
because that's just fun. Like, I want to know like what he's drinking. What's your beverage of choice?
Hmm.
So we should have find out like if he has a seasonal beverage of choice up there with that big booming voice. It's cold season. Like, are we doing hot tea? Are we doing hot cocoa? I want
Yeah.
to know, Bovovich, are you a cappuccino? Are you, do you have an espresso machine? That would not surprise me. That would not
Maybe
surprise
he
me if he
has
has a
a
little
whole
espresso.
setup.
He could. He's like a little barista. I'm going to sit here and imagine it now. I actually don't want to find out if he has up there like a little drink bar because I want to pretend he does. And he probably puts on a little apron and is his own barista and like makes like foam hearts.
Well, I think it went great. I feel like you guys learned just how to go with the flow when that you can have your scripts and what you want to talk about, but that's just not how it's going to go, and you have to be able to pivot. And my only complaint was the lighting. The lighting
Yeah.
wasn't great. So we learned that we got to shift
Hmm.
things around, follow the sun the right way.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. We also learned to ask the track what time they're doing the national anthem. If
Oh,
we're
I
going to be
We
forgot about
doing
do.
it
that.
before racing, we need to know because that is a very awkward moment and
That was
we will
very
not
awkward.
talk during the national anthem. We will stand and make sure we are taking that time to appreciate our country. And that was just a little weird.
Footage of that no longer exists. You can't find it. It's for the better that
Oh,
it's
really?
off. Yeah, Cole edited it out
Oh,
for us because it was a minute and a half of us sitting here like this, no
Just
talking.
looking at each other. But even with
it
that
like
minute and a half, we still didn't have anyone arrive on time.
no. See,
Oh,
important
that's funny.
lessons learned.
Lesson learned. You know who's always late? Drivers. The drivers are late. It's
Hmm.
not the chunks.
No.
And the trainers are on time.
At least you had Rachel there just to throw her on. Hop
Oh
on
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
You gotta have some flexible, just like Derek too. You have to have your anchor interview who's just like gonna stand by within like 20 feet proximity that you could look at and just go, now.
Yeah,
You have to have your anchor interview.
exactly.
Yeah, you had that as Kevin.
Kevin was that for us at Adios.
Hmm.
We had Rachel for Harrah's. Who was it? It was Danny V for
PA Derby.
the PAD at the Derby. And then for we had Derek from DRF for the sale, our anchors. Always have to have a standby anchor. But I think I know I had Twin B going back to Harrah's and Super Sunday. Twin B, Joe Fresh, I had in my picks and I was super excited. The Auger Memorial, nope, none of my horses hit the board. Maxie Lee, I'm not even going to attempt to say it, Jaylin. You did it so well. I had him for a third. I didn't do great. I think Jaylin did the best handicapping that day.
That's what you say. I think Harris is my track. The Meadows, I don't feel like I ever do good at. I don't know about Pocono, but I do feel like Harrah's is like my harness track. And then I think maybe PID might be my thoroughbred track.
And Pocono's mine for harness, for sure. And then
Yeah.
Penn. Well, it was fun. We had a great time. We had great horses. Did we break any records that day? We did. I thought we did.
I don't know, but we had the best weather yet at this year's Super Sunday. It was a perfect day. It wasn't hot. It was nice and crisp spring day. No
Love it.
complaints.
Well, moving on to our next big event that we had at a racetrack, the two-time postponed PA Penn Mile Day at Penn National. That was such a rough one. You have no idea behind it. I think I had two nervous breakdowns because the whole reason we have the lives is because Penn National asked us to do a live podcast. They were the ones that birthed the idea and reached out to to Hot to Trot and said, can you do like a live broadcast previewing Penn Mile? And I'm like, that's a good idea. Like, you guys got, and they go, yeah, we'll sponsor it. We'll help pay. Like, it will be great. So we lined up scripts. We handicapped. That was supposed to be our first one. It was because it was supposed to be before Maxi Lee. Or no, it wasn't before Maxi Lee. It was the next weekend. But the two postponings, we handicapped and wrote scripts. I don't know how many times. Meadow, like three.
Yeah, that was, I feel like we just got done with the script and then I got the email like postponed. And gosh, that like whole stretch of 2 weeks of it being canceled and postponed every other day. I understand. I understand why they had to cancel it for the safety, but I was so frustrated. I was like, can you just please
Because it
race?
just changes all the fields, the horses that are running,
Hmm.
and I know like then those horses are going to run at different racetracks, or they're looking like they are looking ahead into like their schedule and when the horse can come back to race at a different race, so they might now
Hmm.
just skip it. So because it's going to be too soon to run them back, so it's just like so much stuff that goes into it. I was
Hmm.
like,
Not
I,
only podcasts, it messed up all of our ad creative, pausing, canceling, redoing ads, everything
that doesn't
on
bother
top of
me
the
as much. I was
podcast.
just like, it ended up being, it ended up freaking raining, guys. Still.
Yeah, you
Our
went,
fields
right?
were, yeah, it rained. It like got super foggy. It still rained. It was bizarre. This beginning of the summer was like rainy. We were in the rainy season, and then we like droughted out for all of July, August, and September. Like it didn't rain at all.
Hmm.
But that was so rough. I felt so bad because they were the ones that like birthed the idea. But we had two really big PA bred stakes races. We had Alphabet Soup with winner Fierce and Strong, which Meadow we had just saw Fierce and Strong win at Pimlico
Pimlico.
in May. Yep.
Hmm.
So that was cool to see, you know, and he took the lead and kept the lead the entire time. Like he loves a soft track. So good for you. And we had Tyler Connors. He was aboard. Tyler was aboard both of the PA breds. So for the lead
Hmm.
part stakes, he was a bred on top of, what is it? I can never say it. Corin?
Corinna. Is it Corinna?
Corinne? Corinna?
Corinna? I think that's like a girl named
Corinna.
like Corinna. That's how you say it.
And that was her big first stakes win. So, and Tyler aboard there. So that was a great day for Tyler PA breds. He has a good hand with them. Um, so sad that he had the accident he did, and that was right after we had him on Hot to Trot. Um, but Tyler is doing well. Hope to have him back on soon to talk about his new steps and his new career as being a jockey agent at Penn National.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Yeah, that he's staying within because he's such an asset to
Hmm.
horse racing and a fun, loving, great person and their whole family. Aaron, Lucy, I mean, Haley, they're all family at Penn, and that was a hard take, but
Hmm.
yeah. And then we had in the Penn Oaks, um, Laura Lynn win, so great for Grand Motion, trainer Grand Motion, and this was the Irish bred. Meadow, both you and I had this pick. We loved the Irish horses in this race.
Yes. I love
We
when the
really
Irish
did.
come over here.
And she ran beautifully. She liked that soft turf too. And then we had the Penn Mile with Dream On, her first grade stakes win. And for Mark Cassie and jockey Javier Castrana. So it was a it was a good day. I did not have we did not have those picks in our picks for the ladies. I have to tell you. I'm sorry. We're not. We're not on point for Penn Mile. Some of the other races definitely were not for Penn
No, sorry guys. But hopefully some of us got some redemption on Adios Day at the Meadows. The $400,000 Grade 1 Delvin Miller Adios pays for the Orchids. That's a mouthful, but the winner was Prince Hal Hanover in 148.1, one from Post 8 for trainer Doc Moore, driver Todd McCarthy, and PA bred by our friends over at Hanover Shoe Farms. Did anyone have Prince Hal? I did not. Just because of Post 8. The Post 8 scared me a bit, but I should have known better.
Mile. No, I
I didn't
didn't.
think so.
Well,
Fails all around. That was I'm sorry, Meadow. I don't know what was worse, handicapping the most all 2 days, 3 racetrack cards, or handicapping Adios for 16 races and being able to talk about all those horses between each race because that was a heavy lift,
And handicapping Adios Eve.
Hmm.
dude. Rough, rough.
Yeah. It was definitely hard to be able to talk about 14 races, especially outside in that heat whenever I think I was starting to hallucinate by the middle of the day because it was so hot. I really don't even remember what I was talking about because I was just so like so over
I
it
had
from
heat
being outside.
exhaustion.
Yeah.
I've never had it. I started throwing up.
Yeah.
It got bad. And I had to stay the night. I had to go to an urgent care. It was rough. I was like, Jaylin, at race like 13, I looked at Jaylin because we were still alive. I held it together and I did not walk away.
Hmm.
And I was like, Jaylin, you need to book me a hotel. We're not driving home tonight. I'm not driving home. I can't do it. And thank God you did. You went home. I didn't.
I went home.
Um,
Oh, but it was a great day, a hot day, but a beautiful
yes.
day.
Yes. Obviously the big highlight was Adios. But then there was the Philly counterpart, the Adio Volo. And this year there were two divisions. There's usually just one, but there were so many entries this year. They split it into two. Both went for 57,000. First division went to Allegra Hanover, in 150 and 2 for Tyler George and driver Dexter Dunn. And Dexter actually swept both divisions, won the second one with time of the season in 149 and 2, trainer Tim Twaddle. And if you saw my ugly tears, no, you did not. Pretend you didn't.
Oh, oh, that was such a good day. I was so happy
Mhm.
for you guys, and
Yeah.
it was so cool to like. You had to jump from the booth into the winner's circle. I was like,
Yeah.
what do we wanted? We all knew you had a favorite. You made it clear. Well, then we headed on over to Pocono in the beautiful Wilkes-Barre area for Sun Stakes after Adios, and that was another beautiful day. The racing god shined on us once again, and we had the first of the mini stakes. That card wasn't as big. I think we had 14 races or 15. There's so many in harness. We really jam a lot of races in. But we
Mhm.
had the Earl Beal Jr. Memorial Trot for 3-year-olds. And our winner was first chapter at 1 and 50 flat with trainer Marcus Melander and driver Dexter Dunn. This was the first 3-year-old ever to do a trot at 150 flat on a 5 1/8 mile track.
Mhm.
I don't know. I felt like I was reading like a cup. I just had the vision in my head as I was baking when I said that 5 1/8 mile track. I just had to put that out there. Squirrel. Next, then we had the Max C. Hempt Memorial Pace for 3-year-olds with winner Dandy Ideal and trainer Hunter Oaks and driver Jason Barlett. And that was a local. That was a really cool race to actually watch because that was a really big field, and that's like was the local horse, local trainer, and they
Mhm.
had such a big group of young. We had a good video of them for TikTok. Like they were hugging each other, and it was just like a really cool moment to see. So next race we had is for the ladies, the DeMonica Hanover 3-year-old filly trot winner Yo Tilly um, won that race and stayed undefeated for 2025 for trainer Andrew Harris and driver Todd McCarthy. So another great filly hit the track at Pocono on that day. They do well with the fillies on that day. We
Mhm.
get a lot of excitement around the ladies, and it's always a pleasure to see them run on the big red track up there. And then James M. Lynch Memorial 3-year-old filly pace winner Mickey and Minnie, everyone's favorite. Trainer Chris Ryder and driver Dexter Dunn. Also, Dexter graced us on our podcast before, so we always look to give him a good shout out. And this was a big showdown between Mickey and Minnie and the
Chan.
undefeated
Yeah, Chantilly. Coming in
Chantilly.
from Ontario, Canada. was undefeated, and it was like a big. Everyone was waiting all season for these two horses to go head to head. Two of the best fillies, one here in the U.S. and one up in Canada. So this is the first time that we saw them go head to head, and there was a lot of buzz around it, and a lot of people were divided on who they thought was going to win, but ultimately, Miss Mickey and Minnie came out on top.
Oh, that was who was on my pick. I definitely had Mickey and Minnie,
Hmm.
mostly because of the name, but also because of her speed times.
Yeah. So after Sun Stakes, then Ashley and I headed to Parks for the big weekend, PA Day at the races, PA Derby. Just a little background, PA Day, the races is kind of a showcase for PA bred horses, and it's a big event to really showcase the state's breeding program and show the strength of all the horses that are PA bred. Um, the first stake, the Stormcat Stakes for 3-year-old and up PA breds. The winner was 90% Maddie for trainer Butch Reed and jockey Alicio Ruiz. I did not have that horse. I don't think I had that horse on my ticket at all.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't do well that day.
Yeah, I don't think I did too hot either. There were a lot of surprises. Um, like this one in the Prince Lucky Stakes, the winner was Come Prima, trainer Bernie Houghton and jockey Ricardo Chiappe. This horse won because of a disqualification. Actually, technically was second, but there was a DQ for interference on the first place finisher. So this horse moved up on first. I did feel bad I've always feel bad when there's anything like that happens, a disqualification, not only for the trainer and the jockey, but for the bettors as well. Especially in that like really awkward 10-minute time frame where no one knows what's going to happen and everyone's just staring at the tote board waiting for it to light up, who finished where. But yeah, that was a big shocker there, a big surprise. And then to close out the PA Bred Day, we had Imply Stakes. The winner was Carousel Queen for trainer Scott Lake and jockey Michael Sanchez. And now the big day, PA Derby Day. First off, we had Cotillion Stakes, grade 1, $1 million for the 3-year-old fillies. I don't know how to say this. Click out. I should have
I
listened
think
to
it's
the
just click
replay.
it.
I think it's click it, but I can't remember. Yes,
We'll ask Jess.
this filly got it done for trainer Brendan Walsh and Irad Ortiz Jr., a really dominant jockey in the sport. And this was her second graded win of the year. And then, of course, the big dance, PA Derby, the grade 1 $1 million race. Our winner was Baeza in 148.03 for trainer John Sheriffs and jockey Hector Barrios. And this was his first grade 1 victory. And we also had a really fun weekend with America's Best Racing. Came out, did the live episode with us, and got some really nice behind the scenes content for us.
Yeah, no, working with Dan and having him come out, and Dan is the reason for the food challenge because he said, if I'm coming out to Philly, Ash, I want to be fed and I want all the Philly food, and we're going to make it fun. And I'm drinking a beer while I do your podcast. And I said, I will get it done. It will be a PA preferred brewery. And good thing we have Yingling Lager in PA, and he likes Yingling Lager. So that was Dan's requirements to come out. But no, he had a great time. I love working with everyone at America's Best Racing. They worked with them for quite a few years between Maryland, here, and also just being at other tracks for big races. They're always a delight and a great partnership. So they're doing the same things we're doing. So, trying to bring new people to the sport, educate and, highlighting the horses, the trainers, the jockeys, the races, the tracks, and the industry. So put out great content. And it's always nice to have a helping hand because we're always working booths, talking to people, dealing with lots of things on those days, and having someone like take over our social media is great. So love when that happens. Jaylin, tell us about Presque Isle because you were living the dream up there.
Yes, I'm so happy I got to enjoy Erie this year. So we had the Presque Isle Mile for 150,000. Encino won that race at 142 and 24 for trainer Brad Cox and the infamous jockey Flavian Pratt, who's known for jumping off of the horses. I don't think he did that this year though. And then we have the grade two, $300,000 Presque Isle Down Masters. Gallon a Rush took that race home at 114 and 45 for trainer Miguel Clement and jockey Joel Rosero. I feel like I remember you guys fighting on the live podcast with Dan about Gallon Rush. Like I remember that being a topic of
Me?
conversation, and I'm pretty sure I had
Was it
Gallon
me?
Rush.
I
It was
don't
probably me.
remember.
Somebody
Hmm.
was, and then I think Dan was like second guessing
I think it was
the
me,
pick.
Hmm.
to be honest, because now like I handicap their PPs came out first, so that got my most attention, and then everything went downhill.
Hmm.
So like when it came to like I went to go and then because this was like my I started on Wednesday and then so I had the most time with their PPs, had really strong, had like paragraphs written, so I could talk about masters and then everything kind of trickled downhill for PAJ at the races and then the end of Parks because they added more races too. So like so Parks' card got bigger and bigger. So yeah, I think it was me, and I stood really hard behind. There was like two or three races with Dan. I kind of was like, mm. And then I guess
Yeah.
gave up and was like, Dan, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here.
Yeah, but Masters was great. I was happy to enjoy it this year. I should have known that I was pregnant because that night at like the last race right before the Masters, I got the worst migraine from the lovely track smells of cigarettes and
Hmm.
cigars. And I had to go sit in the car and like take a breath. But it was a great night. I just had to get out of there afterwards. I was not feeling great.
Wow. I mean, I love that smell of cigars. Like, I want to have cigars at the racetrack all the time, like a cigar roller. I was trying to pitch it to people like a Cuban night where we have like
Mhm.
Cuban music on the apron and like Cuban food. Like I want to eat a Cuban sandwich and then I want to have a cigar roller, roll like real in time Cuban cigars or just cigars. I don't know.
That
I
sounds
love the
like
smell of cigars.
Housewives stuff.
I think that would be great at a racetrack. Like it takes like it makes me think of like nostalgic like racetrack things. I don't know. Or maybe I just like Cuban food.
Maybe you give away cigars next year. That could be our giveaway. Cigars. Everybody gets a cigar.
I don't know if that's like a great health thing for us. Sorry if you get like, yeah, Ashley just really like maybe cigar smelling candles. Rachel
There you
has a
go.
candle lady.
There you go.
But we didn't quite end the year with, you know, PA Derby. We went to the sale, the Standardbred sale. We had our live there, which was so much fun. And we had
Hmm.
other sales. Of course, we're always watching those. We had fair finals. I was there, a very sloppy fair final day. Very sloppy. I'm so glad I went out though, because I didn't get it to as many fairs as I wanted to this year. I think the ones like I had scheduled, unfortunately, like rained out. And then we also had like some stuff come up with PHRA that I had to deal with meetings and things like that. And I had to miss the other day because I usually go out to Bedford, Silver Springs, Bloomsburg's one of my favorite, but it was just like either it canceled on the days I could go or there was a scheduling conflict. But got to go to the fair finals, which matters, see everybody. And I love the fairs. That's just like my first like harness community. Like that made me like end up falling in love with harness racing was going to the PA fairs and seeing all those people. And oh, it was a good day. It was a wet day. I was very cold, but it was still fun. Meadow, did I miss any big things wrapping up the end of the
Um,
year? Caretaker's
no.
Day?
Caretaker's Day
We did
was
our thing.
fun. Yeah, we did our thing. There's still, I feel like there's never really like an off season. I mean, Parks still has some stakes coming up, and then we roll right into January and boom, fair banquet, boom, farm show. And then, I mean, I guess maybe February is a little bit slower, but
Now we're in the middle of full cams. I'm sitting there with an iPad all night.
Hey, I normally do that task. That's a me. I'm the one up at night.
I flip cameras in the morning.
Yeah, you're morning duty.
I'll take that. It's all right. So last but not least, ladies, we are going to do hot seat questions. We're going to make them quick because this is a long episode. I don't even know if people are going to watch it all the way through, but we'll do it anyways. Jaylin,
All
kick us
right.
off.
Ashley, what is your most embarrassing moment that's happened to you while working with PHRA? I think I already know.
We all know. I don't know. If you're a listener from the beginning, you know it is when I ate Parks Racing's dirt track on PA Derby after the cotillion race with Donnell with that soda in my hand in front of hundreds of people on the rail. I tripped over the rail post and not like it wasn't a pretty graceful fall. It wasn't like, oh, I stumbled. No, I literally went head first into the dirt, legs up. Thank God I was wearing leggings underneath my dress because it was really cold that day. The soda fell and like people start was seeing wet stuff. They thought like I broke my teeth and I was bleeding. And one of the security guards just comes running over and like Donnell's laughing hysterically. Donnell's not trying to pick me up. Donnell is like holding herself up from laughter. And the security guard goes like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "No, just leave me here. I want to die. Don't pick me up right now. Leave me here to die." He's like, "What? Are you that hurt?" And then he did pick me up. I had dirt in my teeth. I had dirt
Oh,
in my nose. It wasn't like in like it's a soft track from like the water trucks going between. Like it wasn't like it came off nicely. Like I was like a brown. It was so bad. It was
I'm
so
so mad
embarrassing.
I
And like I
missed
had to look
that.
at all the crowd, everyone standing there. Horrible.
oh.
Fine. You've made up for it. Meadow, what about you?
I don't think I've had too many moments yet. I would say that dancing hasn't always been my strong suit. So doing these TikTok dances in front of like a lot of people, has been tough, especially when like later in the day people will come up to me and be like, "I saw you dancing on TikTok." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest, I don't know. I'm not a good dancer.
I I agree. I feel like I don't really have anything crazy. If I did, it would be ingrained in my memory, but also I would say the TikToks actually forcing me to be in TikToks. I
Hey,
hate
I make
every
my
moment of
kids
it.
cringe every day. It's a goal of mine. Like at least they're more accepting than what they were.
Yeah,
We'll
now
just
you're
put it.
cool, so it's fine.
No, I'm not cool. It's definitely like there's ones where Aiden comes home, he's like, take that down, or like will text me, take it down now.
Take it down.
But I've just learned to embrace just being dumb and like you have to put out stupid content. I'm sorry, it's not
Embrace
me. Like
social
if I didn't
media.
have a choice, if I didn't have a platform, if we didn't have a podcast, like sometimes you just have to do some really cringy things and lip sync to a lot of stuff. And it's not a proud moment, but if it gets people to be interested and learn more about racing in the industry and maybe like click and look at our website or listen to a podcast or want to find out more information, um, then I'm here for it. And I'll bite the bullet and I'll lip sync to a horse and I'll do a weird dance because I have one move, Jaylin says. That one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
All right. We're going on a road trip for this next question. And Meadow, who are you picking to drive us on our road trip? Who are you picking to pick the snacks? And who is going to be the DJ in the car and set the soundtrack for this road trip?
hmm. Okay. You're definitely driving Ashley because you drive that truck, so I know that you.
What?
I'm sorry, but if she can
I
manage
can't
a
believe.
truck, then I'd have to trust her to drive us safely.
She's
I
a
Have
big
can't
you
girl
drive a
too.
truck.
been in, have you been in the truck with her?
No, I do have that disadvantage, but I know
Mm.
she can drive a truck and trailer, so that's just the only reason I'd say that. But I, I haven't been in the vehicle, maybe once, but it was a short distance, so maybe once or twice I've
It's
been
not
in
that
the
I'm
truck.
a bad driver. It's because not a speed demon.
You're you're jerky and you're squirrel and you don't use turn signals. Mm-mm. That's a
Okay.
bad choice.
Well, okay. Well, Jaylin, I'd have to put you on. Well, that's not part of the question, but I'd definitely put you doing the directions, and you can't drive and do the directions at the same time. So I'd rather you navigate than drive. And while you're on your phone, you might as well just do the music as well. So you can do navigation and the music, and I will go ahead and pick the snacks.
Jaylin's picking herself to drive.
Can you
If I
do
could
all of
pick all
it?
three for myself, it would be. But I've never been in the car with Meadow, but I've experienced Ashley, and I would pick Meadow. No
Oh
offense.
man.
You had a lot of car accidents in like a short period of time.
It was 2 accidents. I hadn't had one since I was 17, and it was a bad year. And that was like 3 years ago. Can we stop bringing it up? I was very tired. I had caretaker's day, and it was during Easter. Insurance is still paying for it. Let's not talk about it.
It's just I'm typically the driver now. I don't like your truck, but I will drive your truck. So I will be the driver, or no, Meadow can be the driver. Ashley, you can be in charge of the music. We know you're not snacks. We've had this discussion with Donnell. You, especially now with your diet restrictions, you're not in snack duty. I'll take snack duty.
Everybody will just be eating the cluster nerds.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
and
Um,
gluten-free crackers and no.
I'm really excited to be the DJ though, because it's gonna be a rave.
Yes. Ashley loves a good
Everybody
rave.
knows. Ashley loves a good rave. So I'm picking Jaylin to drive because she's a speed demon. She'll get all the tickets. Um, that's why
I
she
had
used to
one in
not
my
like me
life.
driving because she's like, you drive like a grandma, you drive so slow. Yeah, because my truck's so big, if I hit somebody, it's going to be a bad day on them and it might feel like a speed bump to me. So I don't drive fast. I'm cautious. My dad always told me, dad always said like 5 car lengths behind because got a lot to stop. Becky's big. Whatever. I can't believe I'm upset. And now my alarm's going off. Yes.
Squirrel.
You know why? Because it's time for me to take my medicine for all of my food allergies. Yay. Feel I'm about in this year. This year's been rough. All right. And then I am picking Jaylin to drive because she's a speed demon. I'm going to pick myself to do the race. And Meadow, you're picking stacks.
Okay. Got it.
I'm done.
So Ashley's
Guys
not
are
allowed to drive.
picky.
I
So
take
mean.
back my answer, I guess. Well, all right.
You need to experience it.
I know. Maybe yeah. All right. Let's close this out because Ashley has to take her diet meds. Jaylin, give us one thing you want to cross off your bucket list in 2026.
I don't really have a bucket list. Um, I just like to successfully birth a child at this point. That
That's
is my biggest fear.
that's a pretty big thing to have on your list, so that got it.
Yeah,
Ashley, what
that's
about
it.
you?
I want to visit at least 2 to 3 racetracks I've never gone to. One harness for sure, and one thoroughbred that are like outside of Pennsylvania. Like I want to start going to some different tracks and seeing how they do things. So that's definitely I'm gonna start checking off that list. I've been doing a lot of it with Avery for thoroughbred and want to continue it and extend it into harness. Excited.
I honestly haven't even thought about this. I don't know. I guess just go on a nice trip. I feel like I go on so many trips, just like whether it's work related or not, like I'm really just never here. I have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm on the road a lot, but maybe go on a nice trip. Not work related,
Will be good.
maybe, if I can
There
find
you
time.
go. My trips are always work related. I don't know.
Yeah.
I end up at a racetrack.
Yeah.
True degenerate. All right. Well, that's a wrap for this very long end of year, but it has to be long. It's an end of year episode, but it was fun. And I look forward to a 2026 with you guys again. And we're going to make it a great one.
Yay. So excited.
Woo.
Oh,
Theo
Theo.
feature.
Oh,
Oh,
He's ready to go potty.
all right. So am I. Thanks, ladies.
all right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.